Hey guys, how you guys are doing today? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can install 4 Ubuntu servers in less than 1 minute using Ansible and Docker. So yes, that's what's going to happen. Well, the video is not going to be less than 1 minute because we have to write the playbook for Ansible and the host file and all that good stuff. But after we have everything written, everything ready to go, we are going to be able to run that Ansible playbook. And the Ansible playbook is going to connect to a remote server that we have hosted on VoltR. I think that's what it's called, voltr.com. And it's going to run everything, and it's going to pull 4 Docker containers, right? 4 Ubuntu Docker containers or 4 Ubuntu servers. And it's going to have it up and running in less than 1 minute after we execute this script. And the script is not only going to, install those Docker containers, those Ubuntu Docker containers. It is also going to do a lot more. It's going to install aptitude. It's going to have some CA certificates. We're going to install curl, UFW, some Python. We are even going to be installing Docker. And then after that, we're going to be pulling the image and all that good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and start with this. Well, the first thing that you need to do is you need to have a host file, and in the host files you want to have you want to create a group, right? And in this group you want to add the server, like where is the IP of the server that you want to connect to, and the server needs to have SSH available, right? Because Ansible uses SSH and Python to run the playbooks and all that good stuff. And you specify over here server 1, that's the name you want to give it. Then the host, Ansible underscore host equals to the IP of the server that you want to connect to. All right. You can also pass the password if you want to over here by doing the Ansible underscore host equals not host, I'm sorry, password equals to. So in here you will insert the password, but we're not going to do that because that's not secure, right? Because it's a clear text password. In a future video, we are going to be working with Ansible Vault, which is better to have it like that because it's not going to be stored in clear text. So let's go ahead and start with the playbook. So the first file, which is the host, we have it already set up. Now we need to work on the playbook. So on that playbook, what are we going to do? Well, first of all, what we're going to do is we are going to tell these that this is a Ansible or a YAML file. How to do that? By doing these 3 negative signs. All right. Then after that, what you want to do is you want to specify the host. So which host do you want to run this playbook on? And I'm going to say all. Basically, it's going to run on all of them. So basically, if you have like multiple, servers, let's say like server 2 over here, server 2, let's say .20, it will run the playbook on both servers. All right. That's where I'm saying all, just because it's only one, that's fine. After that, we are going to say become equals to true. So this one become means that it needs to, that is going to become the sudo, right? It's going to run all the commands as the super user or as an admin. Okay. Then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste so the commands that I want to do. And these commands, let me uncomment this. So these are variables. So I'm adding variables in here. So what it means is that Docker underscore count is equals to 4. The container name is Docker. The container image is Ubuntu, and this the container command is to sleep 1 day. All right. So those are just variables that we're going to be used later on my playbook. So what's next? So I'm just going to be continue to copy and paste, because if I start typing all this, it is just going to take too long. So it's better if I just paste it and I tell you what is going to happen. There we go. Paste in another one. So here we are starting the tasks. So inside the playbook, right, we start the tasks. So the first task over here is to install aptitude. We are going to install curl. We are going to install bunch of stuff, Python, where I can just say etc, etc, etc. So in here we have a task, we give it a name, install aptitude core Python, etc. And which module are we going to be using? The apt. So apt, is install apt, right? We want to install aptitude, right? So apt, and over here we are telling it the packages that we want to install: apt transport https, ch certificates, curl, ufw, which is the firewall, software properties common, python pip, virtualenv, and python setups tools. That's what we're going to be installing, right? So in the state, I wanted to take the latest over here, and update cache means true. So what it's telling it is that I want you to do a apt update, or a sudo apt update, basically to update the apt cache, and I'm telling it for this to be true. All right. After that, let's go ahead and add the install for the Docker. So I'm pasting it over here. So we are first going to be adding a Docker GPG apt key, and we are going to be getting it from here. So, and it's going to be present. Present means that it's going to install it. If you say absent, it means that it's going to remove it. So we want to keep it present. Then we are going to add the Docker repository, which is this one right here, and we are adding over here. The state is present. Great. And you can see the names over here, and we already have an issue over here with indentation. There we go. It needs to be like this, otherwise we will have an error. So repository done. Then we're going to be doing an apt update, right? Update cache true. And then we are going to install the Docker CE, right? Because we added the key, GPG and apt key, and then we added the Docker repository to our apt repository. And then after that, we do the the update cache, and then we install the Docker CE. All right. So then, when I was testing this, I ran into an issue, and you need to make sure that you install request 2.31. Because if you have 2.32, it is not going to work. So you need to have request 2.31. And the other one, another issue that a lot of people are running into, and this is just an easy way to get rid of it, is to ignore the pip, because it's silly. I just copied this straight from the website. I forgot the name of the guy. I'm following the guide so I can learn more Ansible. If I remember, I will tell you guys. But it's just going to remove this externally managed, basically, library from the Python 3.11, right? A state is absent, so you're just removing it because there is an error, and it just doesn't work, and we have to remove it for it to work. All right. What else we have? After that, we are going to be installing the Docker module for Python. Let me go ahead and add that real quick so you guys can see it. So it's going to, install the Docker module for Python. Great. We are going to be using pip, the module pip to install. And what do we want to install? Docker. Great. So then after that, what do we want to do? We want to pull the default Docker image and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to copy and paste this again over here. All right. So after we install the Docker module for Python, we go ahead and pull the default Docker image, right? And you can see over here that now we are using those variables that we have on top. So the first one was the container image. So which image do we want to pull over here? It is going to be Ubuntu. So it's going to pull Ubuntu over here. All right. So you can see pulling Ubuntu. Then it's going to create the default containers, the name of the container. So that's going to be name, container, and then the item, right? After that, we have the image. Which image do we want to pull? It is going to be Ubuntu. All right. After that, it is going to a container command, which is to sleep one day, which is great. And then after that is we are going to say the state is present, meaning that I want to install it. I do not want it to remove it. And in this video, after we install everything, I'm going to show you how we can remove it by just adding absent and all that cool stuff. So, and then with sequence, count equals to counter count. So counter count equals to 4. So this means is that it's going to run this 4 times, right? And every time it runs, it's going to have a container name and it's going to add the item. All right, so that means it is going to create 4 Docker Ubuntu containers. So 4 Ubuntu servers. Okay, and then last but not least, we want to add some rules. Right, first one is to allow SSH connections. We're saying that we are using the community general module. We want to add a rule is to allow the name is open SSH. And then another rule is UFO rule, and it's to deny everything else, right? So the state is enable and the default is to deny. So it's only going to allow SSH and it's going to deny everything else, because we do need SSH, otherwise Ansible won't be able to connect, right? Just like I said before. So there we go, everything is good to go. So how do we run this? Well, the first thing they need to do is you need to go into the directory where this configuration is, right? Or where the playbook is and where the host file. Oh, at least you need to go to the directory where the playbook is, all right? The host file you can point with the I. So, or with the I command, which I will show you. Okay, so I'm right here in the directory. We can do an ls. You can see that we have the host and we have the playbook. So how do we run this? Well, you want to run the command Ansible playbook. You want to specify a I, -I, which is going to be the host, where the host file is. So you specify the host. After that, you want to do, you can do the U, which is for the user, and the K, which is for to ask me for the password. Then after that, you want to just add the playbook. All right. So before I do that, I want to do something else real quick. I want to just SSH to it since I deleted the server. Let me go and let me go SSH root. Yeah, it's going to tell me this, so I need to remove this keygen because it is a different one, because I reinstalled that server a couple times. There we go. So now we should be good to go. Just say yes for the fingerprint, right? So we can add it. Now we should be able to run it. Now it's going to ask me for a password. I can get that password from my vaultr.com website, paste it in here. And now it's going to start running my playbook, right? It's going to connect to the server. Look at that, server 1. Awesome. Now it's going to do task 1, which is to install aptitude, curl, Python, and a bunch of other ones. And if you set up a timer right now and see how long it actually takes to install, you can go ahead and do that. Look at that, adding the Docker GPG ABT key. Like I said before, this is going to take less than 1 minute. I'm confident it's going to take less than 1 minute. You can start a timer whenever you want, or you can start a timer right after I enter the SSH key password, and you're going to see that it's going to be less than 1 minute, and if not, it's going to be really close. Look at that. Boom, boom, installing the Docker module, looking good. Pulling the default Docker image, created default containers, container 1, 2, 3, 4. Allowing the SSH connection, enable and deny by default. Boom. So you can see right here, we have OK 12, change 9 of them. So OK 12, what does OK means? Well, whenever you make a change and it was changed, right? Okay, how do I say this? So if it goes OK, like for instance, this one right here, if it goes OK, it means that it was not there, right? Or that it was changed already. That's what it means. And if it was changed, it means that it was not there and something changed, right? Something happened. But also with the OK, if it was changed, it is also an OK. So OK is an OK and also a change. So there were 12 changes, or 12 OK and 9 changes, right? because OK is equals to the OKs and the changes as well. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing, but yeah, you will get it. But yeah, like so you can see over here, we have 4 servers, 4 Ubuntu servers configured in less than 1 minute. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and SSH to that server, and so you can see that we have 4 Ubuntu servers. So if we do a Docker PSA, you can see over here Ubuntu, and we have the sleep 1 day command created about a minute ago, and you can see the names Docker 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is great, guys. What if we want to like run some commands? How do you do that? Well, you can do like a run, Docker run. Let's see if that does Docker -IT, and then you want to specify. You can specify the container ID, I believe, because the image, yeah, container ID, and then you do bash. No, that didn't work. IT. Yeah, that didn't work. Because if you do Ubuntu, let me do the name. Can we specify by the name? Docker 4 bash. Whenever you find the image, but if you do Ubuntu, yep. So we are in 30.0.31. Okay, so we are in host name. Let's see what's the host name of this one. 0.31. All right. So yeah, we have done the 4 Ubuntu servers, right? Looking good. I was able to run on this one. I was able to run the bash script last. What if we do instead of Ubuntu? Let's say I want to go to that guy. Yeah, doesn't work. Weird. So how do we? Interesting. All right, cool beans. So, oh, that's because I already, yeah, never mind. Forget about that one. So yeah, that's how you are able to run, 4 Ubuntu servers in less than 1 minute by using automation with Ansible, with the help of Ansible and Docker, and this remote Ubuntu server that I have here. So what if you want to, just remove those servers and you want to, do like something else? Well, what you could do is, the first thing that I would do is I would go into my playbook and I would just add a tag. I think it's called tags, or let me take a look at this tags. So it is, yep, tags. So it is like this. And then you want to specify like a name. Let's see, create containers. So you create this tag over here. And then if you want to just remove it, you can do absent, right? So this is going to remove it, right? So now what I could do is I can go to, let me go ahead and exit here. I go back to my host. And in here, what you can do is you can run this Ansible playbook, but if you run it like this, it is going to go through the entire playbook. And I don't want to do that because that takes time. It's going to try to install curl, it's going to add the Docker key, trying to install Docker again and all that stuff. So what you could do is, since I added this tag over here, what you could do is you can say tags, I only want to run this guy. So you can actually tag, so you can specify which task you want to execute instead of executing all of them. So you do tags, and just say create containers. Let's see, that's how it is. And then add the password here, paste in here, and that should run. There we go. You can see that it's changing it, so it is removing it. So it removed those containers. Now if we go back and SSH to this guy, paste that in here, Docker PSA. The only one left is that guy because I just did a bash script. I did that incorrectly. Trying to show something else, but yeah. Oh no, cancel that. Exit. So yeah, and then if you want to, let's say I want to present, right? I want to create those containers, but let's say that I only want to create one container now, right? I can just go over here and specify that I just want one. And then I can just run this again, and it's only going to do the create containers one. And let's see what happens. It's going to only run one item, which is fine. We can SSH back to it, paste Docker PSA, and you can see that 31, or this guy right here, the 0123 sleep ID, it was created 9 seconds ago. Looking good. So yeah, that's how you're able to manipulate whatever you want. And even the Docker container, right? If you want to pull like something else, let's say like WordPress, which we're going to be doing another video, so don't start playing. I'm going to show you how to create or how to set up WordPress with Ansible on the next video. So make sure to just wait for that. And just thank you guys for watching. Thank you for watching this video while I'm learning Ansible and how to set up Ubuntu servers, Docker containers, and then from there it's gonna be really fun. So thank you guys, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.